He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. I'm on top, number you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, legend from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, legend from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the quarterback to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. To the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
When things look bad, and it looks like you're not gonna make it, then you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. A virtual cue in your hand. Amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done. Streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand. Amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done. Streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
What a fantastic play! Absolutely incredible. What a fantastic play! Absolutely incredible.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Right, welcome back, people. Good evening. Welcome to VP4TV. Right, straight off the bat here, I need some assistance. You need to tell me how good or bad the mic sounds. I done a reinstall of Windows the other day. I created a backup which I done for the first time to my separate SSD drive, and I reinstalled everything, but everything didn't go according to plan. And the first thing I noticed when I did a test recording the other day, the sound quality on the mic didn't sound great. So I've messed around with it. I can't make it any better for the foreseeable future, so you'll just have to bear with us. Now, you're saying it's muffled. I can't see what that bloody thing's saying there. But anyway, I do know the sound doesn't sound great. No, this is a new headset that I've had for a while. But I've messed around with the sound, and it's going to take a bit of detail to try and get it right. Everything has reinstalled properly from the backup, but I think it might be because the other thing that's a problem is that my XSplit broadcaster on my second monitor does not display the way that it used to, and it might be to do with because I'm a Windows 10 PC that was that used the workaround to get Windows 11. So I reinstalled Windows 11. The PC's working fine, but there's little things that aren't quite right, and the first thing that isn't right is the mic audio. And I'm still using my Logitech software for my mic that allows you to configure it, but that doesn't seem to be kicking in. So anyway, I don't know. You'll just have to bear with us for the time being. Yeah, it does. Does it not sound tinny? I wasn't impressed with it, I'll have to admit it, but I can't get any better at the moment, so you just have to bear with us. Or shut the volume down altogether. Right, we had a match earlier on the one-loss side, and that was Slim against Bankster. Now, this is a point in the tournament where if you're not sustaining a level of play for a period of time, your time in the tournament's probably not going to be much longer, as it proved to be today. Bankster was beaten by 15 racks to 5 by One Pocket Slim. It took Bankster a little while to actually get off the mark. I think it was 4-0 down at the time. But anyway, a comfortable win for Slim, and he's now through to play a Cero on the one-loss side. And this match that we have, this is the only two matches that are on the schedule. We've got the Albinario Mooncake match and the hot seat match coming up midweek. So the question to ask now is whether Mooncake's time in the tournament has now exceeded itself. He's got a chance tonight, but he's going to have to hit the ground running quick here tonight and get his foot in the door and get a lead on the board to apply any pressure to Albinario. Any sign of weakness will be dealt with probably severely. So good luck to both players. Welcome to Slim. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever actually created a backup for my PC. Basically because my PC's only ever had Steam on it and the games in Steam, and then if you ever have to reinstall Steam, that only takes 5 minutes and to reinstall your games, and then they're backed up on the Steam cloud, so there's never a problem with Steam in that sense. But the scary part was actually backing up to the SSD external drive that I got and then seeing if that would actually work, because who's to know what the hell would happen with this being a Windows 10 PC fooled into thinking it's Windows 11 compatible. Anyway, we're here, and so let's go. We'll get into the room. And they're off and running, so Albinario clearly won the lag. Well, that logo's gone funny in the table there. It just appeared, now it's disappeared. So remember, these are races to 15 in the one-loss side. Break boxes in operation, no jump queues. 9 ball on the break wins the rack. And we have rack money, where the rack is actually further up the table. And Mooncake is off and running in this first rack. And this is probably going to be the most difficult shot in the rack here, finding his way down to the 3 and avoiding that 8 ball. I think he's got to stud this in if he can get it while he's playing the draw. I think he's overcooked it. Yeah, well, he's still within the bedhead territory for the cut shot. Problem is the cue ball, he's got to judge the pace of it. Now, ideally, I think he wants to stay above the 4, up the top end of the table there, maybe play it into the side. He's got to remember as well, though, that the pocket's blocked by the 5. You know, he's overhit that slightly, but at least he's got an open shot in the 4. Well, I see 1 or 2 of you have hit the like button already, so it's good that that's still working. Well, now, this is where he simply has to get out, because they're all just sitting. There isn't any problem. And this would be the type of start that Mooncake would be wanting. Get in first, land the first blow. And of course, this is against the break. Albinario having won that lag. And there's nothing better than stealing that break in the first rack. So Mooncake has a chance tonight to raise himself to that next level by taking the scalp of, well, the player with the best record in tournaments in VP4 history, or virtual pool history for that matter. Now, the little voice in his head is telling him this cue ball wants to run into the 9 ball here, and that's what's annoying him. Because that's exactly what's annoying me playing this shot. I'm looking at that and the cue ball wants to hit the 9 ball. That's what the voice in my head is telling me. Now, he listened to the little voice in his head and he still did it. He still played it and took the risk. And now he's beyond the 50-yard line here, so he's got to be careful and he's got to think about what's happening with this cue ball if he plays this cut. Because this is not quite in the bag yet. Good evening to Brainful Out. Now he's having to jack up to take evasive action. He saw the danger there, but you know exactly what I was talking about on that 8 ball. If you've played the game long enough, you know that cue balls want to run into the 9. And it's a question of whether you try and take evasive action or whether you ride your luck. And Mooncake took the second option, got a lucky roll.
Where's the cue ball going?
Cue ball stays in the table. And, well, not a great shot in the 1 ball. My vocal cords are beginning to dry up already. I can feel them getting tickly. I'll have a quick drink. Well, a good enough pot in the 1, but what does he do now? Well, went for the bank. Now he needs to get a roll. Well, this is very touchy to try and dink that 2 and go past the side pocket without scratching. But Albi has got a very good touch. Played it well. Well, ideally he wants to roll this dead on top of the 2 ball. I don't think he wants to slam this. Just like that. Little double kiss won't do him any harm. That was a good shot. And Albi, I think the first objective is to try and get distance between the 2 balls. just to make it a little bit more testy, trying to play a rub off that 2-ball. But I think that's a good shot from Albie, because the first thing he's done is he's got this. Now get the hiccups now that I've had a drink. And now he's actually got Mooncake in trouble. So that was an excellent shot. You've always got to try and do something, you know, rather than a situation just developing into a tippy-tappy thing. You've always got to be brave to make that move. Mooncake again just trying to rub this. Well, that's asking a question of Albie. Is he going to be taking the risk here for this 2-6 combo? Looks like he might. No, he's trying to duck and dive again. Waiting for a better opportunity. Now, how tight is that in the 8-ball? Not quite tight enough. It's left an angle. Well, I don't know why he's looking over there. I mean, why is he looking over that direction? Look, if you look down at where the 8-ball is, there's the line there to get to the 2 off the rail. Where the hell's he going? Am I blind or what? Am I missing something completely here? Why doesn't he see the line over that way? You can get it from the long rail that side. You maybe need to spin it up a bit, but you can certainly get to the 2. Well, he's got a hit. It hasn't come out safe, but that cue ball wasn't married to the 8-ball. There was a line to get to that rail there. You possibly could have gone 2 rails to kick the 2, but anyway, Mooncake saw it his way. And if he'd actually got the line better, he might have cut that 2 in, as a matter of fact, but it was asking a lot. So, Steve is still away, no sign of him, no news of him, no idea when he's coming home. I just thought I'd give you that as an update. Larry says I sound like a bullhorn. Well, there's no reason why the configuration in this Logitech Blue, whatever it is, software that comes with the headset shouldn't be exactly the same as it was before I reinstalled Windows, but I don't know what it is. I've looked at it for an hour or so, messing around with the settings, and he told me, did he? I don't know, well, I've been in one ear and out the other, but my memory's so bad I can't remember these things. But like I said, I've messed around with it and did a test stream, wasn't happy with it, and I can't make it any better. Something might fall into place at some point in the future, but until then you'll just have to make do with this. So Albinario has squared the match. And nothing doing, I don't think. But, and this is the important thing at this stage, but there is an opportunity here for Mooncake. Now, I think he just has to roll this to try and stop this cue ball leaking away over the right side here too far. I think he might be able to hold it and still have a shot in that 2-ball. Has it got the legs? Has it got the legs? Has it got the legs? Oh, just went in the last breath. And that was a wee bit more softer than I would have liked myself. August the 10th, you think it was? Well, that's still, you know, well, it is. It's more than a week away, maybe almost 2 weeks. Still to go. Well, here's a testy one for Mooncake. Well, right in the heart of the pocket. Now, he has to commit himself one way or the other here for this 5-ball. Now, the obvious thing is, with the angle that he's got, he could go forward and off a couple of rails and out, or he could stun it out like that. That's not a bad angle. He's just got to be careful. Now, I don't... the worry I've got is you get into this too much, you end up behind the 9 and 8 if you stun it too much, but he should be going in front of them, I think. Just like that. Well, this 8 ball is just a bit, it's just a bit worrying where it's sitting. Yes, you can all see that you can get to the 8 ball from inside, but I don't like how much room there is there. You've got to get really good on it. And you need to get as shallow an angle as you can on this 7 ball. That might not be too bad. But you've got to be careful you don't overdo this and get away out too far in this 8 ball. I think he wants to stay, you know, like there. And even that is tight to make the potting angle, I think. Well, you might have to twist this a wee bit. Can you get that clean to go in? It's very, very marginal. Folk will have better eyes than I have. Yeah, you could get a bus through there. Now, so far, Mooncake's done what he has to do in a match like this. He can't be making unforced errors, and above all, given the opportunity, he has to get out, because it's the only way you'll send a message to Albie that you're in this to win it. He's not just in there to make up a statistic in the tournament. He's battled so far to get here. It doesn't help coming up with a dry break, though, as everybody finds out during this tournament. But so far, so good for Mooncake. Early lead, dry break. I'll be doing a bit of ducking, but I don't think that's the best shot in the world. Well, he's maybe got the 7 ball to come to the rescue. I thought he'd overhit that there. But if Mooncake can get this feather edge, and the line is there as a good guide to get the feather edge on that 1 ball, he can head to the long grass and maybe push that 1 ball into the 8, or maybe even to the back of the 8 onto that 9. Well, that's a bit too heavy. I didn't like that. He got it too thick. But he's got cover. Now, I wonder if Albie's going to line up and try and jump over the edge. I think he's already made his mind up on that one. So, I got a letter through from the DVLA. For those of you who aren't in the UK, the DVLA over here are the people that deal with your driving licence. And brown envelope lying on the floor, opens it up. Your licence expires in September, whatever date it was. You need to get a new one. You know, and they want £14 to update your licence, get a new one. £14 just for the privilege of having a bloody driving licence. Robbing bastards, so they are. Mind you, I don't even remember that. That's 10 years since I got my last licence. I don't even remember renewing it back then. But I presume I had to go through the same ritual. Albinario's got himself, maybe, I don't know whether he's too straight on this. Let's have a quick look at the angle. No, that's fine. Could just drop through. So, blow for blow at the moment. It's going to be 2 apiece. Those lights are tracking across the top of the screen. Well, Albie's let that one get away. I think he obviously finished the wrong angle on that 8 ball, and now this is a bit tricky. But it is off the rail comfortably enough. He's got a margin to work with. And we are 2 racks apiece. Well, how much is it in the States to renew your licence? Tell us that, Larry. How much do they charge you over there for renewing your licence? In fact, what's the lifetime of your licence? How often do you have to renew it? Is it something similar? And I'll tell you another thing. The other thing that's laughable is, well, you've got to renew it every 5 years. And are they charging you for that as well? The other thing that's laughable is it tells you that you're supposed to cut up your licence and post it back to the DVLA. And I've been reading a lot. I don't remember whether I did that the last time either, but I've been reading a lot of people online saying I just binned it. Never heard anything from them. So you're not saying whether they're charging you anything, Larry. Welcome to Bill. Good afternoon. Well, it's probably different from state to state, is it not? Yeah, it's telling you over here that it's £1,000 fine if you don't. You're not allowed to have 2 driving licences, so you must send the other one back to them, or else. But a lot of people said, no, I've never done that. Never heard anything from them either. Anyway, good to see Bill again. $29 every 5 years, well, plus inflation, to renew your licence. That's even more of a rip-off than what we're paying. Unbelievable how they rip you off for everything. Well, there's the first mistake from Mooncake. A good opportunity there to get himself back in the lead. But the first missed pot by Mooncake is going to cost himself the lead. Eight ball looks as if it's going as well. So we've lost the 4, the 5, the 8. And, well, this is a major problem in the rack straight off the bat. This 1 ball and getting a shot in the 2. The 2 ball's just off the rail. This needs a good shot though. And there's not a big margin to get in there onto that 2 ball, so he's got to play this well. I mean, that was a big ask. He's actually done very well to get there on that 2 ball. But to combine the 2, you need a very good pot and very good cue ball control. But the pot has let him down, and this is where Mooncake has to shine. He's got to put all of these away. So remember, folks, we've got that big hot seat match coming up Thursday night. I don't know what time it is. Is it 7 o'clock or whatever it is? But I'll be there for that. Well, this is the make or break shot to win the rack, I would think. Find his way back up onto that 6 ball. Fair bit of travelling to do. Got the stun across. Got a nice cut angle. And all should be good. Well, this is, I mean, it might not seem important, but it's important enough for Mooncake, having made that mistake the previous rack. He's now bounced back, got himself back on par, into rack number 7. Oh, the 6 ball was getting nudged, but it didn't go, and nothing else has gone. Quick look at the 1. The 1's got a path to the pocket. Loads of room to find your way somewhere onto this 2 ball. It's more than likely going to be a 3-6 combo. Oh. Well, he managed to hold it. I thought it was threatening to go behind the 4 ball there for a second, but all is good. So now he's looking for a good line on this 3-6 combo, which, as long as you're sort of there or thereabouts, you're probably going to not miss this at all, this 3-6. Well, he decided he's getting on the short side of it, play it the other way. Maybe the angle was such that it wasn't good for holding a line for that 3-6 combo, so that's why he did play to the short side. But the other problem, we can see that the 5 ball, let's be honest, is very tight. There's no way he's potting that past the 6. Commentator's eye says that, but anyway, Albie will probably do it. But he may well go 2 rails here or check this up. Trying to play it into the side, needs to get legs. And that's well done. He's got there. The hot seat match is, who the hell is it again? I've totally forgotten. It's Cobra and Spectre Don. So it is. Spectre Don still looking for his first title, but he's in as good a position, or at least he will do, if he comes out the winner on Thursday evening or Thursday afternoon, depending where you are in the world. But it should be a very good match. We've seen how clinical Spectre Don can be so far in this tournament. He's just got to sustain that for these remaining matches if he's going to see it through. So Albie back into the lead. And well, again, 2 or 3 balls have dropped there. And he's got half a shot in the 1. Just the 2 balls gone. 5 in the 7. Bedhead cut in the 1. And he's got to watch the bump in the 4. Try and avoid that. Oh, where's this cue ball finishing up? Has he found the gap? Oh, he's overcooked it slightly. It's just run half an inch too far. I thought he was right in the gap. Well, now he's having to try and jump to the rescue here. And this cue ball might not be very good for the 3 ball, even if the 2 does go in. This cue ball is going to go forward. And that's the problem. Problem is always going to be that. Nevertheless, it's still a very good jump. Remember, we don't have jump cues. But the cutback bank is definitely on. I mean, this is a... Well, I'm surprised he didn't have a go at it. Now he needs to get cover. He's got it. That was a sensible shot. He could have took the risk there, but again, you know, he doesn't want to encourage Mooncake, and that's a good strategy by Albinario, not falling into the trap of just going for things. He's asking the question of Mooncake to deal with this situation. And this potentially could be the first little glimpse of daylight that Albinario is going to get in this match between him and Mooncake. If Mooncake doesn't hit this and get a roll of the ball, well, he's got the hit. That 3 ball is certainly no gimme, because again, it's not just about potting the 3. He's got to think about the cue ball, he's got to think about the side pocket, and he's got to get right into this cue ball. And there, that's the thing, you start playing that pace at that distance with the stun. Anything like that, we've seen it 100 times where it just rattles in the jaws and stays there. So, Mooncake, you've been let off the hook. You know what the required response is, and you need to go down and have a look at that 3 ball to start with, just to see how it's sitting. Well, again, could have done with running on that wee bit more just to make... You know, this is where you've got to think, you've still got to think about the cue ball a wee bit here because of this high angle. And he's managed to hold the pace off it, controlled it well. Still needs another good shot. Now you see he's a bit too straight in this 6 ball. But he can either draw back or go forward into the table. Needs to come down far enough. And that'll do all the room in the world to get on the 9. Shouldn't be any issue. Albinario, of course, a victim of Cobra earlier in the tournament. Cobra sent him to the 1-loss side. Albinario, of course, out for revenge. But like I said previously, Albinario's been there and done that. He's been to the 1-loss side from Cobra and he's come back and won it. And he'll have every intention of doing exactly the same. Mooncake might have something different to say about it though. 4 apiece. But Mooncake looking for that follow-up to get the... Where's the 4 ball going? Oh! Well, it's done everything but drop. He wants something as a follow-up, and he ain't getting it. Well, now will Albinario take the risk? He's got the bank back across the table. He's gone for the thin cut-in past the 3, which he's got. And now I would assume it's going to be a combo cut across the 2 onto the 4. And that 4's deep enough in the pocket where all you need to do is just bump it with something. It's got to go in the hole. Ah, he's got to get right down onto this 3 ball. And that's well done. Now, there's not a big margin to get in on this 5 ball. And he's played that very well. Again, he's controlled it excellently. And now out for the 6 into the right side. You know, another ounce in that and he was hooked behind the 8. I mean, that's how good a shot it was. He judged the pace very well. Well, the likes are beyond halfway, I think, but they ain't there yet, folks. Remember the deal. I'll just keep ranting and raving until they get across there. Well, I don't think Mooncake's been helped by the follow-up rack from him winning a rack. I think he's maybe been dry twice in that scenario. And that last one there didn't do him any good. And he's fallen behind again because of it. Well, likewise, that 8 ball's maybe going this time, yeah. Oh, look at the 9. 9 gets bumped by the 7. I somehow don't think this rack is going to last very long. But Albinario's got a problem. He's got to think about the 1 ball and leaving a sight on it, whereby Mooncake can push it onto the 9. Well, he's played straight out for the pot. Got that. Cue ball's still going to be running loose. Now the assumption is he's going to come back up high enough to get the 3 into the other corner pocket. And again, judged the pace very well, right on the money. Well, now it looks clear that there will be daylight between these two players. And Albinario will just nip back with a 7-9 combo. Or go forward and into the table, one of the two. So now, well, the next couple of racks could be where this match just changes a little bit, all depending on the outcome of this break. The gap is 2 for the first time. 3 ball into the left side, 2 ball into the bottom left corner, 1 ball in the middle of the table. Well, not a gimme pot on the 1 to start with, but if he's just going to pot this in, he's either going to have to play it dead weight to play the 4 into the side, or around the angles and up the table to play the 4 into the same pocket where the 1 went. He's playing it dead weight, right in the heart of the pocket again. And I mean, if you're Mooncake, you're sitting watching Albinario, you see that these balls are going right into the centre of the pocket. You know, he's not threatening to miss or make a mistake, and that gives you then a perspective on what your task is to try and take this guy out. Well, I think he's gone inside the 6 ball, so he's still perfect enough. Can still use that little angle. And there we go. The follow-up rack for Albinario has worked, and he's now going to open up a 3-rack gap. And that's how quickly a match could turn. And Mooncake's really made 1 mistake, 1 missed pot. And now he needs a little bit of assistance to try and get back into this. 7 balls going to track. That's gone. 2 balls going into the side. I don't know that he's got that much of a shot in the 1 though. Well, I think he can pot that. I think he can pot that, and so does Albi. He thinks he can do the same. Just overcut it. So there's a glimmer. Well, whatever it is, it's a chance. That's all it is at the moment. It is a chance. But the pressure's now mounting on to Mooncake, trailing by 3, and he knows what he has to do. And he's not ideal on this 3 ball. I mean, it's fine that he's got an angle that he can go through past the 9, he'll be on the 4. But he's just got to trust his instincts on this 3 ball. And right in the heart of the pocket. Bit too straight in the 4. Let's have a look. Well, he could nip into this and come back for the 5. Needs to come back far enough, though, if he's going to do that. If he's going to go forward again, he needs to come up high enough. And that's perfect. What you don't want to do is leave yourself that awkward pot where you're struggling to find your way out. Everything has to be positive and the right angle. And it was so important that he got high enough in that. They might seem simple things, but it's amazing how trouble can escalate so quickly if you just get out of shape on that one ball. So, Mooncake has narrowed the gap. Again, we're looking at a dry break. And this is what's going to kill it for him. This is what's going to kill it, because I'm pretty certain he's had 3 racks where he's won the rack, and the follow-up rack he's got nada. And this is going to be very costly by the end of the night. It's going to be painful to look at those, or to maybe watch this match again and see where he's not getting the follow-up. But it's been happening all the way through the tournament. This rack money is really making it difficult to find a consistent break where you're getting a result from it. You just cannot trust anything. But Albi has put Mooncake straight into trouble. Oh, that's a great effort. Is he getting a roll? Well, not really. Could have done with hooking Albi behind the 6, but maybe that's asking too much. Albi, I think, ducking and diving again. Now, is Mooncake going to risk playing the jump shot to get this 1 ball? Or is he going to stick into the kicking technique? And this time, though, he's way offline. So Albi getting his bearings, just plotting his way out. He's going to have to leave himself in the middle of the table, maybe somewhere near the 4 ball, so he can have a shot in this 3. So this is the tricky shot here. The 4 ball comfortably goes past the 8 and 9 into the top left-hand corner, but this is the main issue here, is getting the line in the 3, and that is perfect. Well, I haven't seen many positional errors from Albinario. He's been absolutely spot on, I think, for the most part. And I'm sure the 5 ball isn't an issue. Let's have a quick look. No, it's fine. Well, Albinario gives you the sense that he's in a man in a mission. Mooncake is merely an obstacle in his path. And Albinario, well, he's left himself high in the 6, so he's going to have to do a bit of tweaking again here, just to kill the pace. So that gap is going to open up to 3 again, and again it's down to the dry break from Mooncake. Well, the 9-ball looked in the pocket, decided against it. Albinario looks as if he's come up dry this time. But again, he's sort of got away with it. He hasn't left anything simple here for Mooncake. I mean, that is certainly no combo, that 1 and 3, the way it's sitting. I mean, it's tough enough as it is. You know, you have to cut that across the 3 to get the 3 to go in. It is makeable, but do you really want to have to be playing stuff like that at this stage? Well, Mooncake's the one that's trailing by 3. It's his decision. It looks as if he's trying to head up into the corner here, but that 8-ball might be in the way if he's doing that. No, he did try the cut. Sort of got second prize there. Hook and I'll be behind the 4. I'll give it the old heave-ho, give it a bang. It's 9-ball, anything can happen. Albinario trying to play a more controlled safety. And, well, that ain't a combo, I'll tell you that right now. It's going to the long rail. So he's given a head scratcher here for Mooncake. He's going to have to... I mean, I don't think there's a great margin between the 2 of these balls either. Well, there's a gap, but he can certainly try and manipulate something or try and duck. Well, it's difficult to get away from this position, I think. It's extremely difficult to get away. In fact, Albinario is probably devoid of a great deal of ideas like I am as to where you try and put this 1 ball from where you're sitting. You've not got a lot of options available. You'd normally want to skim off that and try and get distance, but there's traffic in the way here. Yeah, I think he's scratching his head, trying to work out something. Well, he's worked out good enough, that'll do. That's given Mooncake something to worry about. And trailing by 3, he's got to have a few rolls going from here in this safety battle that's going on at the moment. And he's well out the way in that 1 ball. And Albinario is about to twist the knife. Remember, we're only halfway home at the moment, or just gone over it. Race to 15. But you get the feeling that Mooncake has to get something happening for him. He needs to get, first of all, he needs to get another rack in the board. And then, more importantly, he must get that follow-up rack. He's had nothing happen for him there. But it's one way that will get him steady the ship and get him back into the match before it's too late. It's a big ask. But he won't get anything until he gets to the table, whenever that might be. So now for the first time in the match, it's a 4 rack gap. The alarm bells are beginning to ring here for Mooncake. And Albinario can't stop potting balls in the break. And look at the way this one in the cue ball have finished. They've just rolled into partnership there and split apart. And it's going to be a quick rack because he's already eyed up the 3-9 combo. Well, he's actually overcooked that. He's getting into it too much for this 2-ball. So now he's going to have to check this a bit. I don't think he is, though. I think he's just playing it plain ball, going to leave it at distance. He could have checked it a bit, made the pot more difficult and come across to try and get a better line, but I think he still fancies his chances, no problem. There you go. Well, remember I said at the beginning of the match, where we are in the tournament, Bankster has gone this afternoon. The question was whether Mooncake was going to get himself to that next level. But to be frank, he's not been given the opportunity. Albinario has controlled the match. He has not had any favours on the follow-up break. He's had 3 dry breaks as a result of him winning racks. So he's had no help there. But Albinario has given him nothing. And that makes it very difficult for Mooncake to turn this around as it is. 10-5 lead. Well, the 2 balls going nowhere up top, so this is just try and get the cue ball up there. Give yourself some sort of shot on it. Well, if he's going to get crazy and start doing daft stuff, he can try and cut it in, but it's a lot easier to play a half-decent safety on that 2 ball. Now, what's he doing here? Trying to hold the cue ball with the left English there, and he's got the cover. That was well played. So, Albie got the hit, got the ball to rail. Mooncake's got to punch this 2 ball in. And he's got to draw this cue ball back because the 3 will go past 8. But he's got to get there. He's left himself a wee bit short. He would have much preferred to have a shallower angle in this, sort of a bit there. But because that now brings the 9 ball more into it from this angle. And he's certainly going to have to maybe cheat the rail a bit, and he has done. Played it well, got the pace right, well into the table for the 4. And of course, need to state the obvious, this is a must. It has to go. He's got to get himself out. Well, we're still short on these likes. We need another 2 or 3 people. Thank you very much. Well, I'm going to say nothing for this next break. I'm just going to let things unfold and see what happens for Mooncake. But if I was him, I'd try something different. Whatever it might be, standing on one leg, I don't know. Would you believe it? He's got 2 or 3 balls in the break. He's not going to have a great shot in the 2 though. The 1 ball's gone. The 4 ball's gone. The 5 ball's gone. And straight off the bat here, he's got a big decision to make. He's got a very dodgy 2-ball. Got to come up with something rock solid here. This is horrible, this position, because you're not necessarily caught in two minds. It's just a horrible spot the 2-ball's in. And he really needed to get cover, and he hasn't got it. He needed to get cover there. I don't know whether Albinario is going to come to the party, because I think the bank is certainly on. But I think he's going to try and use this line of balls here. Or is he? Well, maybe I sort of... Well, it clearly was an attempt at the bank. And now Mooncake. Well, again, it's important to stress that at this point in the tournament, it's a chance for Mooncake, but he really does have to, again, put it away. You're not going to get 2 or 3 chances a rack from Albi. It is a tall order, but you've got to do it. It's the only way you'll get back in it. He's found a gap. And it's down to nerve as well, whether they can hold it enough. A little bit of spin around the corner. Slightly the wrong side. He doesn't want to take too much liberty with this shot. Just take your medicine. Get the cue ball off the rail into the table and have a shot in the 7. Bit of right English on it just to tweak the cue ball in the right direction. So this is the important shot. And again, the angle is going the wrong way. He's got to get really into the cue ball here. Cue ball's going to stay in the table. And now, somewhere up by the middle pockets, whether it be this side or that side, is the shot he wants. And that'll do. He's played it very well. That is, again, right on the money as to where you want to be. Very well done. So this is it 2 in a row there for Mooncake. And the first time he's had a backup rack. And that's what needs to happen. He needs to sustain it. Is he back to square one? I think he is. And of course, look at the 1 ball again. Every time he's coming up dry. Albinario's staring down the 1 ball. Although having said that, it's not quite as clear cut. 3 balls a blocker. But that doesn't do Mooncake any favours. Needing a lot of help here to get back into this, and the follow-up rack this time has done him nothing. The combo's played. And again, well, this isn't quite as clear-cut with a combo because he's way offline on the 1 ball. And I don't think that... Well, is he going to have a go at the combo? Maybe it's probably easier having a go at that than trying to look for cover. But I mean, there's a line of balls here to try and get cover behind. You just got to find a path to get there. He's trying to use the 8. And he has found it spot on. So he has absolutely nailed that. And again, Mooncake's had 2 or 3 of these tonight, where when he's coming to the table, what he's looking at is a kick of some description. Albinario keeping him out of the game. Oh, he's got the hit. Oh, and he could have done with the roll. It's hung up. Well, again, any other day that may well have gone in. And he would have had a chance here, but it's Albinario that's going to have the chance. Oh, there's semi-pro from out the wilderness. Good evening. Well, is it a 2-9 combo? I don't think so. Is it? No, there's loads of room to get the 2 in. I would suggest that this is the toughest shot in this rack. Getting the 2 ball in the hole and then getting the cue ball out into the table for a pot in the 4. Again, he's controlled that very well. Can't fault Albinario a great deal in his cue ball tonight either. It's been very good. Well, again, he can go forward, check it a wee bit if he needs to. But the gap is going to go back to 4. And we're running out of racks for Mooncake. Albinario is going to be 4 away from surviving another round. So, rack number 19. Balls have gone in again and again. Albinario. Well, I was going to say he finds himself in the 1, but that 7 ball has just come to Mooncake's rescue this time. Because it's blocked the path. We've lost the 2 and the 3. And Albinario looking for what he thinks is the best spot for the push out. Well, he's pushed out to an edge, but Mooncake's in a bit of a dilemma here because you could, in theory, jump over the edge of that 7 ball and attempt the jump shot without a jump cue, remember. Or he could try twisting this and potting the 1. If he gets it, he's bound to have some sort of shot in the 4. Yeah, he's going for it. And in it goes. So Albinario left the bait there for Mooncake. And Mooncake took the bait and delivered. Now he's got to come across. Even if he bumps the 7 ball, I don't think it'll do him any harm because the biggest problem still lies ahead where that 6 ball's sitting. It's absolutely no good there. And Mooncake better come up with a game plan here because he's got to make a decision again on what he's going to do with this 6 ball because I think that 6 ball is tight to the rail. No, it isn't. It's off the rail. And that 8 ball is in the way as well. That's the other problem. If the 8 ball wasn't there, he might have had a go at trying to come across and getting a bump, but the 8 ball's going to put paid to that idea. Right, well, it's a feather edge, bit of spin, and try and get behind the 8 ball. Or it's something else. Is he trying to play the bank in the corner. He's nailed it in the corner, but he's bumped to 7. Well, now he's called his own bluff. He's got to get the cut down the rail. I mean, it's off the rail, so he's got a margin of error here just to get the right pace on this 7 ball, and it's got to go in. You need to play this badly for it not to go in. And he's played these often enough. Now this needs to bounce. Well, again, remember what I said earlier in the match that was it Mooncake that did something similar where this cue ball wants to. I think it wants to miss the 9 this time. But I think he's checking it up a bit to make sure. Yeah. That's just killed the pace in it. Where's the cue ball finishing though? Oh, he's okay. Well, he's back to within 3, but once again he's looking for this follow-up, and that's been very shaky tonight for him. It's not helped him a great deal at all. And here we go again. And again, look at the table. Albinario sitting plumb in the 1 ball. How many times has this happened in this match? And Mooncake says himself, dry break 100. It's not so much that he's got the dry break, it's this sort of setup. Every time, well, I think there's once there in the previous rack there where Albinario didn't have a shot in the 1. But this time he's sitting absolutely stonewall plumb in the 1, and I don't know what the hell he's done there, because this was not great, where he's landed in the 2. But again, this is a scenario that Mooncake's had quite a bit in the match as well, that when he's come back to the table, Albinario's got him buried behind a ball and he's having to kick. You know, so he's really had to work hard to even stay this far into the match. Oh, it's going to cut in. What a shot. Oh, he needs another good one. And of course, again, he doesn't have his troubles to seek. Look at where the 5 ball is. It's horrible. But if you can get down here in that 5 ball, you can play the billiard onto that 6. With the cue ball, just feather that 5, cut the 6 in. That's a definite scenario. But this is the least of his trouble because he's got the 3 ball to deal with, and that was a blind pocket cut. And that was just 1 pot too many for him. And this 3 ball well into the pocket. Well, I wonder whether Albie's going to play to improve this situation or play the billiard, like I said. Well, there's your answer. Albie's already decided that the billiard is far easier to play than, you know, trying to break something out and then maybe making it worse than it is. But he's not even playing the billiard, he's just ducking and diving again. Again, twisting that knife again on Mooncake. Not prepared to take any undue risks, Albinario. Thereby not giving Mooncake a sniff of a chance or any assistance to get back into this, which again is the right strategy. Don't push the boat out and play a good safety and get your reward like this, ball in hand, to just add another rack to the collection. Well, we are still short on my screen to get to that target of 12. So if you haven't already done it, folks, do us a favour, tab out and just hit the like button just to shut me up. Well, now this isn't quite as simple. Now he's queuing down over that 9 ball. Got to make sure that tip on the cue ball is central enough. Now, well, he's decided that he's got a more open pocket into the middle than he has up into the top corner. So he just needs to draw it to the rail. He's going to have a shot in the 9 without any problem. So we're an hour and 7 minutes into this match. And Albinario has now got himself back to that 4-rack lead. And Mooncake now is at almost the point of no return, where things have to start working his way. Albinario's come up dry. Mooncake, well, I don't know that he can get into that 1 ball enough. That 6 ball's too tight. And the 9 ball is in the way of any possibility of a bank. He could slam this to try and go in off the 9. Well, he actually tried to. Well, I think it was easier to try and pot the 1 off the 9. Hang on a minute. Look at where the 9 ball's finished. Oh, it dies a death on the edge of the pocket. And the bad news for him is that if Albinario can see a sniff of this 2 ball, which he will, this rat is dead and gone. And that's painful to watch if you're Mooncake. So now it's pretty much over for Mooncake. He's had a decent tournament, but this is just 1 step too many when you come up against Albi. That's what I said. He has to be on the top of his game all night, and he's been pretty solid, Mooncake. But it's about controlling the table as well, and Albinario's controlled Mooncake for most of the matches. I'll say for most of the racks that we've had, and the dry breaks haven't helped either player. Albinario's had his fair share of them. But Mooncake looking for the follow-up, only really got it working once. It needed to happen 2 or 3 times more for him to really get back into it. But I think that's pretty much snuffed out by now. Oh, well, Colby, you're a bit late to the party. We won't be here much longer. But welcome. Maybe you'll hit the like button. Well, Albinario with ball in hand. Is he playing right down in the short side for this too? Yep, and again, his pinpoint accuracy on this cue ball tonight has been spot on. I mean, he's judged the weight of the shots very well. Oh, family dinner, was it? I can't read the rest of it because it's... Oh, a barbecue. Well, we definitely don't have any barbecue weather left up here. That's all gone. I mean, you could have had a barbecue up in the Cairngorms and that fire's still going. So Albinario is going to be on the hill breaking for the match in the next minute or so. And again, also from Albinario's point of view, this just sends out the message to Cobra and the rest of them that Albinario is coming. He ain't prepared to go yet. He is far from it. But he's been extremely solid and single-minded in his approach tonight. 14 racks to 8, and the break for the match. And the 3 ball gets nursed in by the 8. The one ball isn't going anywhere fast, but there is a cut on it, and that 5 ball can certainly take a lot of the pace off this cue ball if he wants to use it to still have maybe half a shot in the 2. I don't know whether he can. Let's have a look. Well, the pot, he's certainly going to take a chunk out the 5 ball. I think it just depends on the pace he wants to try and play this at. If he's going to have a go at the cut, because he should certainly have some sort of shot in the 2 if he does this. See the bump? Yeah, the 1 ball cut wasn't a gimme. It was far from it, but he actually played it very well and gave himself the shot in the 2. That 5 ball is still well in play. It goes past the 8, I think. Let's have a quick look. Oh, now that you look at it from that angle, it doesn't. Oh, well, it does go in off the jaw there. But this is certainly last chance saloon. Every rack now is last chance saloon for Mooncake. And if I was him, I would have had a quick look at that 5 ball, because you can't take anything for granted there in that 5 ball. You've got to get a good line on it, and that 6 ball is possibly in the way. So this is, this is something that if you were sitting there, you can pot that at 5. If you're anywhere here, you could play the billiard. He's going to be hampered by the 9 as well, so it couldn't get any worse. He's sitting in the worst position. I am pissed. Well, it's good to hear that. I'm perfectly sober. You must be pissed because you're not complaining about my mic audio. That's a great shot. That is an excellent shot. Hampered over that 9 ball. That was far from easy. Well, is it asking too much for Mooncake to win this rack and actually get a follow-up and get to double figures? I'll have a quick drink. I saw a video on YouTube there before I started my live stream, and it was about the BBC iPlayer. They're doing some sort of change to it, so all these people with smart TVs, which I don't have, might have problems with getting the iPlayer to work in their telly in the coming weeks and months. I think they're doing some sort of change, and it's maybe going to create sort of big problems for people. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I just saw a little bit of the video that they're talking about compatibility with certain televisions and tablets and stuff. People are already getting messages popping up from iPlayer telling them words to the effect that it might not work in the not too distant future. Anyway, a good out from Mooncake to stay alive. He's got himself back to 14 racks to 9. Albinario at the table. Now, if he can cut across this and miss the 8 ball with the 3, yeah, well, he hasn't quite got the legs. The idea was correct. He had to sort of cut across the 3 and hope the 3 missed the 8, but he wanted the cue ball to ride onto that 8 ball there. He didn't quite get there. Well, this 3 ball actually pots into the other corner. He's undercut that by quite a margin, and it might be that it's
Hasta la vista, baby.
Arnie time. That needs to keep going. He's still going to be the wrong side of the 4, is he? No, he isn't. He's perfect. Absolutely, again, spot on the money. So Albinario is going to complete the proceedings. We just need one quick look at the 9 ball. And it is off the rail. So Albinario will march on. And Mooncake has had a good run in this tournament. Good battling performance in his previous match to get to the Albinario match, but this was just one big step too many. We ain't going to get to that target tonight, folks. We're running out of time. We're short on the likes. Disappointing. So Albinario, as long as he keeps this flush to the rail, is home and dry by 15 racks to 9. And he goes through to the next round. And a quick look. Well, we'll do a quick refresh. And we can see now that there is one match left. We'll get to that in a second. If we look at the one-loss side, we now have an all-Swedish battle in the top half of the draw on the one-loss side. It's Albinario against Bedhead. And that should be a good one. And they've got until the 1st of August to get that match arranged and played. And down below, we have One Pocket Slim, who came through fairly comfortably earlier this afternoon against Bankster by 15 racks to 5. And One Pocket Slim is up against Acero. And to be quite honest with you, anything can happen in that match. I mean, I think Slim should certainly be fully aware that Acero's, you know, going to be aggressive. He's just going to go all out for it. So it's a toughie, but this is it now. There's no easy matches. You've got 2 Swedes, 2 former world champions. You've got a world finalist, One Pocket Slim, runner-up in the bank pool tournament. You've got Acero, who's a former champion in the straight pool, and something else as well. He's won, I can't remember what. But over here is the important one. We have the hot seat match to see who's going to get to the final. It's going to be Cobra up against Spectre Dawn. We all know where Spectre Dawn is. I mean, he's still trying to win this damn thing. And if he comes out on top against Cobra over the next few days, they've got up until August the 6th to get their match played. But if he does, he'll give himself the best opportunity to try and win it. But of course, like I said previously, if you're going to have to win this thing, you're going to have to beat either Cobra twice, or you're going to have to face either Bedhead or Albinario. So it's just, nothing is easy. So big ask for Spectre Dawn. He's got the weight of VP4 on his shoulders because he knows himself that we all know that he's way short on the count in terms of how many titles he should have won. But that's it. Cobra versus Spectre Dawn, Thursday evening at 7 PM. I'll be there for that. I hope you can join us. Well done to Albi tonight. Well done to Mooncake for getting as far as you did. Better luck next time. That's it, folks. I'm not even bothering to look at the stats because I don't think it makes that great deal of difference. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll bid you good night and we'll see you again very soon. See you later.
Good night, ladies.
What a fantastic play! Absolutely incredible.
Welcome to VP4TV. We have live streams from all the major championships held in VP4 online. On many occasions, I'm also joined in the commentary booth by virtual pool game developer Steve Chaplin. I am Tactical Genius, aka 9ball.com, aka Hugh.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.